Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you. Oh, wait, let me turn that off. There we go. Thank you so much for being here. Let me see who was here first. Sussex Team Warrior, that is. Thank you so much for being here first. Okay. All right. Um. Oh, did I not turn on the troll spray? I did though, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. All right. You know, I, well, how do I put this? I feel really bad for what's going on over in Britain right now. And I was just like, well, it was almost like I didn't even want to come on. And I said, no, I should. I should. Um, I was listening to some people in the spaces, and there are people that are genuinely afraid. I mean, there are people that are terrified, black and brown, Asian, whatever, anyone who doesn't look like, the typical English you expect to look, a native born English person of the past. And this is very worrying, very worrying. And I feel really, I'm looking at the coverage and I'm listening to people in the spaces describing how frightening this is. And some people don't have a community to retreat to. Some of them are kind of isolated in communities where there are very few other people that they could turn to for support. So, and I thought, well, at least I hoped by today that it would have ended. I figured, okay, the weekend and everything, maybe everybody will, cool off but no, it just seems to like a rolling thunderstorm. And yeah, so what are your thoughts about it? Um, it's really bad. It really is bad. And even though I have my opinions about how we got here, none of that really matters in this moment when people are so afraid. But there are people that are genuinely afraid. Oh, by the way, you all, let me see. Dansby is getting so close to 1,000. Who has not subscribed to Dansby's channel? Who is it that has not subscribed? Let me put that at the top of the chat. I'm going to put Dansby at the top of the chat. We want to make sure that we're supporting all of these Sussex friendly channels. And Dansby is so close to 1,000 that I'm pretty sure by tonight we can push past the 1,000 easily if everybody subscribes. Okay, so there we go. Dansby. Oh, wait, I'm looking at the wrong thing, aren't I? Okay, pin you at the top there. So there's the link at the top of the chat. Please do make sure that you are subscribed to yet another Sussex friendly channel. Okay? Make sure you are subscribed. I'm not using my mic tonight if I sound kind of weird. Okay, so I got that. And let me take that away. Okay. Yeah, so close, you all, so close. So go ahead and make sure that you all are subscribed to yet another Sussex friendly channel. Emerald Derek said, "This is not new there. I keep saying that I had to walk out of church in, is it Harrogate, Yorkshire, due to horrible racism. They've always treated immigrants like that." Oh, that breaks my heart. It really does. That just breaks my heart. I don't like to see people othered. And in particular, I don't like the way this impacts children. I really cannot stand the way that this impacts children. Oh my goodness. Oh, Clara Codori, I'm so sorry to hear that. I really am sorry to hear that. Oh, they canceled? Oh my. You see what I mean? This is very serious. This is very serious. And it's not just a matter of feeling insecure. There are people that are in grave danger. Okay, something against the yeah, I mean, but as a nation as a whole, and I am convinced that there are more people. Of course, they say silence is complicit. Complacency. Is that how you say? No, that's not how you say it. If you're silent, you're complicit. Yeah, that's anyway. That's one of the ways people say that. But again, I get the "I told you so's," but in this moment, in this moment, I'm just worried about people. I'm worried about some of the people that I'm friends with in the spaces, in Twitter, on Royal Sussex, wherever we have this connection in this community. Um, you know, and okay, let me do one of my "I told you so's." Not in that same vein, but for the people who felt a certain way about the fact that, okay, what happened in Palestine, Gaza, um, Israel, it didn't start in October. It started, what, 70, 80 years ago, even before that. And so people are like, well, you know, how could you vote for Joe Biden because he's part of this? But today is Britain, and there are many people here. Like every time they have one of those mass shootings where it involves black people, the whole point of it is, I mean, that one kid, after he shot up that church, he told the police said, "Why did you do it?" He said, "I was hoping to start a race riot." And because here in the US, and this is really sad, but we're so desensitized to, these mass situations that it's hard to keep up with them. And because of that, I think that's one of the reasons why it didn't turn into something bigger. So again, this is why I say I told you so's, and they've been telling them, I've been telling them, you've been telling them. None of that means anything right now. My biggest fear, well, my biggest concern is fear because there's so many people that are feeling this pressure. I mean, I haven't been able to sort through everything because a lot of the coverage is not covered at all. The coverage is, well, let me say that again. The coverage that we get is very spotty, is whatever people put on social media, because the mass media, the traditional media, legacy media, they're not really covering it. They don't want to cover it. They're not interested in getting the story out there. Oh, thank you so much, Big Mom. I really appreciate that. This is an ugly thing that is getting worse, and the people at the top are not doing enough. Oh, you know what? See, I'm all over the place today. I forgot about my slides. Let me get my slides up. Oh boy. But seriously, I was thinking not to even come on because I'm just like maybe it's just not a good time today, you know? Maybe it's just not a good time. Exactly, H Night. This is why I say this election is very important because one of those people concerning that 2025, one of those guys that was talking about that 2025 thing, he said that this will be bloodless or something to that effect if they keep it that way or if they want to keep it that way or something to that effect. But there are a lot of people that are just waiting for something like that to happen here. But there are 400 million or more, and I'm guessing more. There's far more bang bangs here than there are people. And that could get ugly in the worst possible way. That would be so ugly. It would be it would be awful. It would really be awful. Yeah, you're so right about that, Joyce Anderson. Um, t- uh, oh God. So this morning, I'm not even going to play the sound because I don't think I could survive it. But this morning, there was a woman on GB News. She was by herself. I believe she's Asian. Um, and they were asking her, what is wrong with saying Islamic fundamentalists? What is wrong with, in other words, how come we should not use our labels? Because these labels are what's stoking fear. Is all of these labels that the mainstream media has been gaslighting us, brainwashing us with these labels to create the fear of others. That's why you should not say it. That is why you should not say it. Yeah. In spite of everything else, they're still trying to paint Colombia as the worst place in the world as their cities burn. You couldn't even make that up. You couldn't make up something like that. Oh, there was a young lady that was on the social media. I don't know if it was but anyway, I don't think I could play it because of the language. But she really spelled out the problems, the misinformation. She really spelled it out in a way um, that was exceptional. I mean, she really nailed it, and it was a microphone drop moment. The way she explained things. Oh, okay. Just a few weeks ago. All right. Hey, Jules Ryder, Raffaella Bertoni, Francia Mosley. Peace and joy. That's exactly, we need you right now. We need you right now. Journalists have been given too much free rein to write hate articles and nothing can be done. They keep the country divided. Yeah, remember what I was saying? What was it the other day? Hate brings people together. That is what they're trying to do. They want is not to bring everyone together, just a select few. Okay, so this is what I had for today. Um, Harry said it's dangerous. Harry said it was so ironic. Harry said it was dangerous. I don't know who made this. I thought it might be Cold War Steve, but I don't think so. Usually his work is a lot bigger. But either way, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. And my sister said to me today, she said, "Well, what is Charles doing?" I said, "What can he do?" I said, "He's just glad that nobody's after him." That's what he's doing. He's cowering away somewhere. I had to explain to her that yes, the army is in his name, the courts are in his name, everything is in his name, but he's doesn't have any say. He's not the governor. He's the supreme governor, but he does not govern. Yeah, they're on summer vacation. They're on summer vacation. And they'd be it would be a huge mistake for them to say the wrong thing because I didn't Prince Philip say the downfall of all of those royal houses across Europe was the people who loved them the most are the ones that brought them down. I don't know if you noticed this, but the background that I have for this photo, that is that painting of Charles. I use that scary red background. I do that occasionally for pictures of Charles. Judy says, praying for our sisters and brothers all over the world. Baron, we need it. Your positive attitude to speak the truth. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Judy Matasset. I and that's why I had second thoughts. I'm like, no, let me pull myself together. But yeah, we need this community. We need this community. Some days you just never know who needs this community the most, but the point is to be there for them when we can. Oh, you know what? That is brilliant. Yeah. No doubt Megan is trying to reach out. Yeah. Yeah, in light of everything, Antoinette Kennedy, that is making me have second thoughts about it. I am really feeling the second thoughts about that. Hey, Church Nelly. Well, actually, the last big riots they had, I'm guessing that was 2012. I can't remember, but they've had this before. I don't think it's ever been this bad, but they have had the riots before, and there have been other race riots in the UK going all the way back to the early 1900s, I believe. I think so. I think back in early 19, like what was it, 1919 or something? They had a riot at that time. Vanzilla Adams, I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, that's true. Rioting when they lost a soccer game and attacked black people. I remember, what was it? When the three black players, they were angry because they said the three black players lost the game, the soccer, the football, and I remember they were saying, if you're black, make sure you're not on the street, get off the street. And I mean, that is crazy that you're a citizen. You may have even been born there. And yet, because of a football game, you have to be terrified to walk the streets. And that is the kind of stuff that you expect in the United States. I mean, because we're nuts over here. You would expect that here, and yet it doesn't happen. And also, racially abusing athletes, that almost never happens, where you racially abused an athlete at a game. Yeah, people go on the internet and talk crap and all that stuff, but spitting on the players, throwing watermelon and bananas and those kind of things, we never see that here. I don't know that. Now, in the early days when they were integrating baseball and such, yeah, those things, you know, small things happen like that. But to the degree that it happens with the English fans, and it happens with other European teams, but the reputation is that the English fans are the absolute worst. And that during the soccer games, that is when they actively recruit for white supremacy. That is one of the places where they recruit. Here in the US, they usually do it in prison, but we do it in prison over here. Oh yeah, yeah. They almost needed a team of wild horses to drag the Queen back to London. Let's see here. And this is very bizarre. Shouldn't you be concerned about all communities? Elon Musk slams Keir Starmer for tweet that only condemn attacks on Muslims. Areas amid UK riots after Prime Minister thrashed billionaires' claim that British civil war is inevitable. God, that's scary. That is scary. God forbid something like that happens. If there's a good rain, I'm pretty sure that that will put a stop to this, at least for a while. A good sustained thunderstorm, or, but right now it's still summer. There's still, the weather is nice. Sadly, that contributes to the opportunity for mischief. Britain locks down. So this was the last slide that I found. Well, the last like update that I was able to find. Let me take a look at that. Let me see. Britain pulled down the shutters as shops and businesses are boarded up across the country to protect them from spiraling disorder, with far right agitators battling police in Plymouth and pubs smashed up in Birmingham. Wow, this is just, I hate to keep saying unbelievable, but I'm just shocked. I'm really shocked. Although, although this has been brewing, it has been brewing. Elon Musk should be in the dock over social media lies that led to violent thugs to rampage through our streets. So it looks like they're trying to blame the TikToks. I mean, not the TikTok, Twitter. Okay, give me just a second, you guys. I'm just looking at some things here. For people that depend on the high street, people that depend on the local shops and everything, this is exactly what happened during the George Floyd. I could not go to um, the grocery store for like 2 weeks. And at the time, I I was of the opinion that it's an inconvenience. It was a huge inconvenience and expensive too. But the young people, their voices needed to be heard. Even though I was inconvenienced, a lot of people were inconvenienced, but I tried to keep a positive attitude because the young people that were out there protesting, it was their time. It was their time. Now, there were people that took advantage of the protests and started looting and such, and it, distracted from the people that were marching for civil rights. And that's unfortunate. So, yeah, that's what I did. I tried to keep a positive attitude because, I'm older. I'm probably not going to go marching anytime soon. But for the young people, I was proud of the young people for making their voices heard. I was very proud of them. I didn't like the vandalism, but it's hard to separate those who were expressing themselves compared to those who wanted to use it as an excuse to for mayhem. Uh yeah, I guess talking it out, I feel better talking it out, I think. Because before I was just listening. I wasn't talking, I was just listening. So I didn't really get a chance to express myself. I was just taking it all in. Oh, you know what? I didn't think about it like that. So when the Tories lost the election, they decided to act out their grievances on innocent people of color. So yeah, I I wasn't paying attention to the Tories at that point because I was like all caught up in, the election fever here. So I wasn't paying attention to them. But I know that that monster Farage, I know he was making the rounds, and but I lost track of all the other people. Yeah, I guess I was just too happy that labor, you know, for what good it does. I was glad labor swept the election, but I didn't think about it. But that is something to consider, is that they became particularly vicious after they lost the election. Oh yeah. Well, they were saying that that's why he wanted to purchase the platform, is for that very reason. Yeah, and Raffaele Bertoni is not even just limited to those kind of attacks, but usually in the black communities here in the U.S., all of the vices, gambling, and everything else, um, drugs, everything was dumped on the black community. Just like during the crack epidemic, they just dumped that into the black community. And I used to say, please show me because whoever was pushing that into the black community, it was not a black person at the top of the pyramid. It wasn't. If there was an identifiable black man at the top of that epidemic, we would have known about it. They would have made an example out of that person. But somehow those things were spirited into the black community. And what's worse about it is that the 1980s, I believe that that was the very peak of black influence in this country. Now, we still have a lot of influence, but in terms of per capita, for what the income was back then, I remember just, everybody had a new car. Everybody, every time families gathered, everybody had a new car. It was the Cosby decade, Dynasty, all that in the 1980s. And then all of a sudden, they introduced that chemical to the neighborhood and families were torn apart. Families were torn apart. That is how I remember it anyway. That is how I remember it. I think that was the very peak of black influence in the US. And from that time, unfortunately, a lot of black magazines and manufacturers and stuff like that, A lot of those companies sold to foreign interests, so we didn't have that. We don't have that anymore. Not like we used to. A lot of that stuff is gone. Oh, you worried about Elaine Parker? Yeah, me too. I'm worried about everyone over there. Everyone. Yeah, do pray for our squatties. Um, yeah, and we don't own those stores either, and we don't even own them. We don't even own those stores. That's the worst part about it is we don't own the stores. We don't own the beauty supplies. We don't own them. I don't know how we lost ownership, but we don't own them. Yes, yes, yes. Miss Z, thank you so much for pointing it out. Now it's their problem, isn't it? Now it's their problem. The pendulum always swings in the other direction, doesn't it? Now it's their problem. See, when it was in our neighborhood, it was a crime. When it's in their neighborhood, it's an illness, right? In our neighborhood, it was a crime. In their neighborhood, it's an illness. In their rural neighborhoods. Yes, I believe so, Vanessa Jones. You know, um, the very last hardware store within walking distance, I made it a point to go to the hardware store in my community. Now it's a beauty supply, and we don't own it. Somebody else does. But that hardware store is long gone. They didn't have much of a selection. God bless them. You know, in the spring when I buy all of my soil and planters and everything, God bless them. They didn't have much of a selection, but I made sure I went there instead of the Home Depot. Now I really don't have a choice but to go to the Home Depot. But yeah, I do what I can. I do what I can. Oh, thank you so much for that. Lydia Washington says Elaine Parker is being safe and cautious. We communicate daily. Please keep her in your prayers for safety and health challenges. Amen. Thank you so much for that. Police officers are attacked in Liverpool as Yobs. Yobs, what does that mean? Young something something youth, young. Well, I see they're saying mosque defenders. That's proper. Also, do be careful what you post on the social media. Do be careful what you post because I was listening to the spaces on Twitter and they said someone posted a video on social media where a person who made comments on their Twitter was arrested. They are going through the social media. And if there's anybody stoking violence on the social media, just be careful. If you have a very sensitive job and you're on social media, be careful with how you comment. I'm just passing the message on. I'm passing it on. Be very careful how you use the social media, especially people in the United Kingdom. Be very careful how you use that social media, even about the royal family, because I noticed that they're trying to establish that the royal family is in danger. This is what they're trying to establish, is that there's a danger, especially with Kitty. They're implying that Kitty has a reason to be afraid. I don't see it, but that is what they've been trying to stir up on the, I don't know if it was GB News or maybe it was the Daily Mail. So be careful. That's all I have to say. You grown, handle your business. Yeah. Yeah, you joy more. You get a bill for that. You are so right. He is one of the main offenders. You're so right about that. He is one of the main offenders. If they were going to lock up somebody, they really need to start with him. He's one of the main offenders. Oh, Sash, that's an interesting theory. That is very interesting. Yeah, there are people that are saying that the government response is very anemic. They're saying that the government's response is very anemic. I don't know. I'm not sure. In the confusion of everything that's happening, um, it's hard to know what's true. But when I don't know if you've seen any of the videos, but far too often when there's a minority, when there's a person of color that is being attacked by the mob, sometimes it doesn't seem as though the reaction from the police is severe enough, is quick enough, is thorough enough. Sometimes it's just like, how come they're not arresting those people? But that's the way it appears from the outside looking in. But when you're the policeman and you're outnumbered by a, let's say, a group of 50 people, and there's only 10 police officers, and we know that the British police, most of them do not carry firearms. So, they want to go home to their families too. They want to go home to their families too. And if there's a mob of 50 people, there's only so much you can do. But it would be interesting if, as a response to this civil unrest, if more police will carry firearms. Because something is going to change drastically from this summer. I'm convinced of that. I'm not sure it should, but something is going to change. Yes, Phyllis Johnson. Pray for all of them. Pray for all of them. That as I said yesterday, there were some people that were trying to shield the what is it, those shelters. In particular, I think it was the Holiday Inn. Let me see if I can find that from yesterday. Right here. Uh, I mean, these people are. These are older people. Look at those. Look, older people. Now, I don't know how much risk they have assumed, but they are in front of a shelter, reminding those migrants inside that they're welcome. You see that? Oh my God, you guys! I saw the ugliest thing today. Um, as I said, there's all kind of videos floating around out there, and some of the videos are coming from the people in the shelters. They're coming from the people in the shelters, and some young man walked toward the shelter and did the thing across his throat as a signal as to what, I guess it was, an implied threat. Well, it was a threat to the people in the shelter. I could not imagine, or should I say, I could only imagine how terrifying that must be to be in the shelter, looking out the window, and this hoodlum, this thug is out there doing the thing across his throat. I couldn't believe it. I watched it about 3 times. I'm just like, I couldn't believe it. My mind just could not accept it, and I'm just like, no, that's exactly what he did, and he was showing his face. He wasn't wearing a mask. Yeah, as they were saying with the January 6th, if that was black people at the Capitol, there's no way it would have went that far. I would say, just keep an eye. Um, well, I'm guessing you're coming from the U.S. or the Caribbean. I would say check with the government to see if there's a directive, because the media is not being very helpful. Oh no, this is from yesterday. So right here, speaking of directives, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Abuja, that's coming from Nigeria. The Federal Republic of Nigeria issues the following travel alert to citizens planning to visit the United Kingdom. I repeat, the Federal Republic of Nigeria issues the following travel alert to citizens planning to visit the United Kingdom. Now consider everything that those people said on television about Nigeria. Ain't that some nerves? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure they're There's a lot of countries. Let me see, which is this one? Malaysians. Malaysia. Urgent notice to Malaysians in the United Kingdom. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, through the High Commission of Malaysia in London, United Kingdom, is, oh, I can barely see that, but you get the point. Watch your back. So, this is a collage that was put together by one of the squatties. And one of the things, see, right now, they're trying to blame Elon Musk. Elon Musk didn't make these headlines. That's not Elon Musk. That is Lord Nappyhead, Rupert Murdoch, and all the rest of the lunatics. I mean, just take a look at some of this stuff. And as Harry said, and I said it myself, independent of Harry, you don't have to read the article. The headline is enough to infiltrate your thoughts, to brainwash. And a lot of times people don't even read the article before they send it, before they retweet it. They don't even read it. I know that. You see, I had to laugh. Yeah, that's my little sneaky laugh. uh, that is rich and delicious. Oh, you're coming from Canada. Ooh, okay. Yeah, just be careful out there. I suppose you're going to be okay in London, but it depends on where you're staying. Obviously, it depends on where you're staying. London is very big. Or delay it, right? Cancel or delay. Um, well, so far I haven't seen any of the troubles in London. I've seen it for all the other cities, but I haven't seen it for London. And what is Charles doing right now? I'm going to have to send this picture to my sister. She asked me, what is Charles doing? I'm going to have to send her this photo. I'm going to say, this is what he's doing right here. That is what Charles is doing. Just kick back, counting the money. I don't know who made this, but look at all the pictures in the background. Look at the family photos back there. Do you see anybody you recognize? Yeah. It looks like some of the people that used to fly on that plane down to the island, um, if you know which one I'm talking about. Yeah. Well, yeah, as far as I know, it's confined to a few cities. I don't suspect that most of the smaller towns are dealing with stuff like that. Let me get that list up since you brought it up. Let me put the list up. So this was from last night, not this past night, but the night before. So, and London was not mentioned. And there's so many towns and such. These are just some of the old industrial cities like Manchester and those places. So, but that is a good point. Just remember, um, for some of the smaller towns, you if you just didn't know what was happening, you wouldn't know from what's happening in those small towns. Except people are probably talking about it or whatever. But um, it's important to remember that there are God knows how many villages and such. So um, it's just these industrial areas, places where the migrants would likely find housing or, you know, those are the places where it's happening. Places where there's a mosque or, there's a larger community or such. So thank you very much, Deborah Anderson, for the super sticker. Yeah, we can use all the help we can get. So let me see. Yesterday, I'll do this right now. Oh, Raffaella Bertoni, thank you so much for the super sticker and thank you for being here. So I was explaining the Union Jack as best I could. And very quickly, if you take a look there, it explains what all the stripes are. That's how it happened. The white cross, or, not well, yeah, the white cross, the one that goes that way, diagonally. That is the St. Andrew's cross from Scotland. And then, of course, the St. George cross and the St. Patrick cross is the red X cross. Anyway, you combine all those together, and in 1801, they came up with the Union Jack, the Union flag. The reason why they call it Jack is because wasn't it James the Third who wanted to help unify, and he said that you can call it the Union or the Union Jack or whatever. Anyway, I think it was James the Third, maybe it was James the Third, who said to use his name so that it would help unify, to get people to use the flag, I guess. Let me see. Baby sister, female hygiene products. Hey. You like that? Let me see. Let me go back to it. We need a laugh. I didn't notice that. You have a good eye. I didn't notice that. I don't know what I thought that was, but I didn't even notice that. Very good. Good for you. I didn't even notice that. I think I was so busy looking at all the photos. Oh, that's funny. That is too funny. Well, I see he's got his red box and lots of pictures of his mommy. Got all those notes with his mommy on it. Got those mommy notes. So it's been a year, you all. It has been a year since, what was it, Montgomery, Alabama? Since the white chair, the hat signal, not the bat signal, the hat signal. Sorry, I don't have the video to share with you, but if you recall, the security guard tried to tell those drunken men to move their boat because there was a big riverboat, big paddle wheel riverboat that needed to dock, and they couldn't dock. And these guys were just like, F you, we're not moving anything. And so, as he tried to convince them, please move your boat. You're in the wrong. All those people on the paddle boat, they have to dock here. And so one of the guys decided to challenge him. He drunkenly ran up on the security guard, and I can't even tell which one was the security guard. But anyway, um, the guard threw his hat in it. He just took it off and threw it like a frisbee. It was the funniest thing. And next thing you know, all of the black people started brawling with all of these drunken white people. Um, and it almost looked like a Burt Reynolds movie or something, like Blazing Saddle, it was hilarious. But you guys, this I hope this is not the last of a good old fashioned fair fight. It didn't turn into a race riot. Nobody was shot. The people who were caught on video turned themselves in. I don't think anybody got any serious time. Nobody got seriously hurt. It was a good, clean, fair fight. And ironically, I heard so many white people saying that's what they get. They shouldn't have attacked because the security guard was by himself. And there were like four of these guys, they attacked him. And they were, pissy drunk and stumbling and everything. And the real, I would say, Oscar worthy moment was when one of the guys on the paddle boat dove into the water um, and swam over to help his brother, to help bruh man. That was hilarious. I got goosebumps. It was one of those moments. So, um, and for like a couple of days, I was just waiting for Montgomery, Alabama to erupt into this big race thing, right? And it never happened. It never happened. Everybody was just like, nope, those people were wrong as two left shoes. Yeah, I don't know who the guy in the striped shirt, I don't know who that is. I'm wondering if that's not a Photoshop into the picture. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. This is the way it used to be. This is the way it's supposed to be. It shouldn't. Anyway, so there's an update. There he is showing how he threw his hat up in the air. I guess he's still working security at the dock. And I don't know. Maybe he got himself a girlfriend or maybe that's his wife. I don't know. But look at how she's pointing at the chair. Somebody please come get your mama and daddy and tell them not to take pictures no more. We need a professional photographer. Next time they want to take a picture, please somebody get a professional photographer because this just looks too family cookout. This is an old family cookout photo. Oh man. So yeah. So it's interesting. I guess it's just to me, if nobody else, but I just think it's interesting that this event that I thought was going to turn into a big race thing, it never happened. It was a good, clean, fair fight. Everybody went home to their families. Nobody had to plan for a funeral. Nobody went and got any firearms. And I could not be more proud of everybody involved. That's the way you do it. You air out your differences. You acknowledge your mistake like a man or a woman, and you go home. I think maybe they had to pay a fine, right? I think maybe they had just had to pay a fine. Somebody come get y'all uncle and tell him to stop taking pictures like that. uh, did somebody say memes? Did somebody say memes? How about this one? You recognize this one? The Alabama Sweet Tea Party. See how they put the sign back there? The Alabama Sweet Tea Party. uh, now that's good. That is very clever. Now I don't get the other sign, WMPG. What does that mean? WMPG. I don't get it. Aquaman, that's right. They called him Aquaman, didn't he? Aquaman qualified for the Olympics that day, gold medalist. Okay, I'm going to have to take a look and see if Aquaman is at the game. Yeah, Aquaman was good. Aquaman is a hero. Lift every chair and swing. uh, Lift every chair and swing till every red neck's ears ring. Da, 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 da. uh, Now, here's our Duchess. I think I put this in the wrong place, but 2009 all the way to 2024 hasn't changed a whole lot. Has not changed a whole lot. We'll come back to that one. I made some wallpaper. I did that. I made some white chair wallpaper. And check it out. Remember that guy in the black hood and robe that was looking for the owner of the Sun and Fox News? Well, it looks like he got rid of his sickle and replaced it with a black chair. Isn't that something? Yeah, it looks like he replaced that sickle with one of those black chairs. Let me see if I can find a picture of Black Aquaman. Black Aquaman. Let me see. Black Aquaman, Alabama. Oh, is that him? Okay, give me a second, you all. I'm gonna show you his picture. Gosh, he seemed a lot bigger when he was rescuing the security guard. I am inspired, though. I am inspired. The angel I had been waiting for, somebody wrote. This is a moment in history, in American history, that I'm very proud of. Very proud of this moment. Okay, let me grab one more and I'll share with you what I have. Let me see. Alabama boat fight. Boy 16 is dubbed Black Aqua. He was only 16 years old, y'all. He was only 16 years old, and they dubbed him the Black Aquaman. Yeah, well, he may have gone into that water a kid, but he stepped out a man. He definitely stepped out a man. Oh, okay, okay. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me grab these pictures so I can share them with you. Okay. Okay, coming up. It's coming up. Yeah, I think I just have these two. There he is. So, the security guard there on the left side is being harassed by those guys, and Black Aquaman, here he is, 16 years old, Aaron Rudolph, that's his name, jumped in that water and swam. Sure did. Now he's a national hero. Now he's a national hero. I'm going to have to do some more digging. I'll share with you tomorrow, see what I can find. Okay. And also, light skinned Harry, he seems to get very comfortable in those white folding chairs. I knew it was something about him I liked. He always looks very comfortable in those folding chairs. The first time we saw the the future Duchess of Sussex and Harry together, just so happens it was the white folding chair where they watched the Invictus Games. So, just a coincidence. That's all. And as you can see, you can find those white folding chairs in multiple colors. Light skinned Harry. Look at how happy they are. Harry is so happy. You know, this is the first time that he had an official engagement um, with, well, no, he did some stuff with Cressida and those other girls, right? Yeah. But anyway, this was different. It confirmed the rumors. Now, if you need to find yourself a white folding chair for your defense, make sure that the seat is at least 18 inches deep. Make sure that it's at least 31.25 inches high. We're using imperial measurements. Make sure that it is at least squared 15.5. That way, it gives you the proper weight and balance just in case you need to make somebody ears ring. This way, it's kind of like using a taser. It's not lethal force. They're not going to have a learning disability, but it's just enough to. It's just enough to humiliate them, right? And it's something about the sound of that plastic wailing across somebody's head that makes other people back up. You know what I'm saying? Back up. I said back up. You want some of this? Now I said back up. Otherwise, you're going to get the business end of this white folding chair. And there on the right side, you can see how he threw that hat up in there. Oh my God. It's like you couldn't have made this up. Throwing that hat up in the air, that was brilliant. It was like the bat signal. It's so funny how something like this seemed like it kind of brought everybody together. I mean, everybody had a good laugh about it. It was all over the media. No one was seriously hurt, no one was killed. We could just laugh about it and move on. Every event ought to be like that. The new bat signal after the riverboat brawl. There it is, the new bat signal. And of course, there were several heroes: the White Chair, Aquaman, the Bat Signal. There were several heroes that day. And I do believe that that particular chair has found itself touring with, I don't know which collection they're touring with, but that chair will probably end up in the Smithsonian Institute. Yeah. I can see that chair prominently displayed at the Smithsonian. If it's not there, you know, they could put it right in the American History collection, Aretha Franklin's inauguration hat, um, the seat from Rosa Parks' bus. What else? And the white folding chair. All of those things should end up in the. Or how about the Black History Museum at the Smithsonian? Instead of just putting it with the American history, put it with the Black history. And of course, there is the virtual chair that was used on the former president when he was trying to get out of pocket. One of those prosecutors had to use the virtual chair. uh, I saw the Archie Bunker chair. Years ago, I saw the Archie Bunker chair. They had a little cigar and a beer can next to it. Hey, Edith, there, bring me a beer. Hey, ever there, Edith, bring us a beer. No, Archie. And of course, one of the best monuments has been made better. We all know Martin Luther King and his I Had a Dream, right? How about Martin Luther King, I Had a Swing? Yes, Martin Luther King, I Had a Swing. Yeah, they've actually had to rework the monument so that it would be more contemporary. I had a swing. And do know that you can usually find those chairs at local stores. If you go to the electronics department, they actually sell those chairs in the electronics department. Oh, you know what? I forgot who was it, but I had put those chairs on my wish list, And one of you all actually, who bought those chairs for me? Does anybody remember? It was like a box of 20 of those chairs. I still got 3 of them. I had been gifting them to people. But you can find those chairs on Amazon. I of course, got the white ones. But yeah, I think you really have to have the white one. Now, officially, those chairs are made to hold your cell phone. It's like a little stand for your cell phone. Uh, oh my goodness, I don't see it. I don't see it. Let me see. Oh, I think I know how I could fix that. Uh, yeah, I had made a video at the time. I'm going to see if I can find it. I'm going to see if I can find it. Uh, oh, where is that video? Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm looking for it. It was, I thought I had it here. Wait, wait, wait. Let me see if I can find it here. That would be too much fun if I can find that video. Let me see. Nope. Cannot find it.
Diddy's finished, man.
Oh my! When you saw the tape, what'd you think?
He's finished. No Diddy.
Okay. That wasn't it. Diddy's finished? That wasn't it. Let me see here. I bet it was on my old computer, so I won't be able to share it with you. Or maybe. Let me see. Let me try one more thing.
Kendrick, to me, is the most electrifying.
I cannot get that Kendrick Lamar song out of my head. You guys know that, don't you? Cannot get that song out of my head. Probably because they're not like us. Okay. I know it was one of my videos. Give me a second, you guys. Mm-mm-mm. Am I looking in the wrong place? Better than Netflix? That's the one I'm looking for. That's the one I'm looking for. I have that video. I made my own little version of it. So give me a second. Let me see if I can find it. No pressure, right? But give me a second. Let me see if I can find it. But I have my own version of it. It is cute too. It is very cute. Okay. Oh, I found it. I found it. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Wait, can I do that? Okay. That was so much fun. I'm just trying to figure out how I could share it with you. Okay, so that was August of last year, right? Had to be. Though I had got a little cross with Dr. Shola, but we've moved on from that. I've moved on from it anyway. Okay, this is going to work. This is going to work. Okay, so I download it. All right, I got that going on. And then I search for it. Okay, ready? Here we go. Here we go. Dr. Shola shopping. Connie Balmer. Hey, Connie Balmer. Yeah, I mixed that video myself. Okay, let's watch that one more time. All right. All right, Dr. Shola. You get your chair. That was Dr. Shola. Oh, thank you so much, Deborah Anderson. Thank you for the super duper super chat, a super sticker, a super chat. There we go. There we go. You make my day. Okay. And if you take a look here, even back in the days of vaudeville, there were people using folding chairs. Back in those days, they were not made of plastic and aluminum. They were made of wood and little metal rods and screws and stuff like that. But I love this photo. I don't know how old this photo is, but nice interracial couple back in those days. Very unusual. Very, very unusual. I mean, very unusual. And as none other than Luther Vandross would say, a chair is still a chair, even if I swing it in the air. But a chair is just a chair. But a chair is still a chair. So happy anniversary to the folding chair of Alabama. There you go. Very artful way to say. Now, take a look at this. Do you guys remember that picture of what's his name? Rudy Giuliani. Now, the one on the left side, Rudy, Rudy Giuliani was playing golf. And now, listen, I didn't do anything to the photo on the left side. That's the way he was. He had them pants pulled all the way up. All I did, because when I saw it, he reminded me of the old poodle skirt. So I decided to reimagine the picture by adding a poodle skirt and, of course, the bouffant hair with the ribbon tied in. But I promise you, I didn't do anything to the photo on the left side. That is Rudy Giuliani playing golf. Yes, Uncle Fester in drag. Yes, Uncle Fester in drag. Oh, you're welcome. It was so funny. I forgot about that picture. And when I was looking for my chair pictures, right, I was trying to find all of the memes and stuff I had from the chairs. That was mixed in there for some reason. I don't know why, but I'm just like, oh, I got to share this one again. Well, you guys, now don't laugh. Don't laugh. According to Hello Magazine, um, she's the glue. Now, everything I say, I want you to think opposite. She's the glue, unglued, that keeps the monarchy going forward, backwards. I saw that. All I could think of was unglued. That I mean, that's a phrase that people use. They're becoming unglued. Well, unhinged, unglued. But yeah, don't y'all laugh. Now, we may not see it, but we can never know what Kate is to that family. Maybe you know what they say: still waters run deep. Uh, oh yeah, that was gross, Maurice Brown. That was very gross. But yes, still waters run deep. Now I don't know how she's keeping the family together, but that's there you go, crazy glue. Oh, that's a good one. Crazy glue. Yeah, she's the crazy glue that's holding the family together. Holding the family together, how Kate is more crucial than ever to the future of the royal family. Yeah, if y'all say so. Is that official? Who the hell is Tim Walls? Oh, okay. And of course, just by looking, just by looking at this photo, you could tell that somewhere behind those eyes, there is a very intellectually curious mind with a keen analytical skills, very capable. No, I'm serious. Behind those eyes, there is a very wise, a very calculating, okay, yeah, calculating, very, I'm trying to say you can't judge a book by its cover. uh, Speaking of the cover, if you remember the cover of the Tatler, Catherine the Great, when she was talking about, oh, I'm so tired. I got so much to do. Oh, I'm so tired. And I'm just really tired. Never mind the maid, the nannies, the cook, the driver, the pilot. How many people got a pilot in their household? She is a pilot so that she don't have to deal with traffic. But just think about how tired she is. That's what they said in the Catherine the Great issue. You know, the one that they pulled off the shelves because they didn't want people to read it. Somehow that had got out there by mistake. But Catherine is the glue that is going to hold the royal family together. You know, when I'm having my worst days, this picture right here, this picture have gotten me through some really bad days, right? And when those don't work, I have to go to these, especially the one on the the one on the right. These have gotten me through some really tough times. I promise you. It's so bad. Kate's secret strength. Damn right it's a secret. I'm still trying to see it. Kate's secret strength. It is secret. It's so secret we can't find it. That's how secret it is. I mean, securely secret strength. See there? That's a woman who is vigorous enough to sustain the monarchy. Okay? Behind those eyes, there's a lot of wisdom and calculations. It's just not obvious to us. It's so bad. uh, okay, I got that out my system. But you know, seriously though, because Megan was on CBS this morning, you know they had to remind people that Kate is very strong and courageous, right? They could not let Megan have a moment without them answering with Kate Middleton. That's all that is. They wanted to make sure that Kate is not forgotten about. It's difficult to get her to come to work, but they want to make sure that people don't, totally forget about her. So that's all it is. It is just a reminder that Kate is coming back, maybe next year, but she'll be back. And they did not want to let Megan have the moment unanswered. That's what it was. Yeah, they did not want Megan to have the moment. Uh, Let Let me see the CBS thing. What day was that? Uh, I was trying to find the. Oh, let me see. Yeah, I mean when Megan now that Megan is kind of everywhere again, they get nervous. They might have to try to convince her to come back to work sooner. Somehow, they got to try to get her to come back sooner. Hmm. Oh, I know what it is. That was a edited video that had those pictures. Never mind. Okay. Well, I think I'm just about done. Let me see what I have left. Oh, I know. I wasn't through yet. I wasn't through yet. Let me see. Kate wants out. It is over. There you go. So you guys, um, I think if there's any way to demonstrate that a woman is still strong, that she still got it, and she's still here, you could take a lesson from Jennifer Lewis. And that's what Kate is doing. She's taking a page out of Jennifer Lewis's book. If you want people to know that you are still strong and flexible and healthy and fit, you have to demonstrate it by kicking by kicking that leg up in the air. That's how you do it. You got to kick that leg up, see? That way people know you still got it. Jennifer Lewis do it all the time. And as much as I hate to say it, I hope that's not what she was doing. I hope that's not what she was doing when she sustained that injury. I hope that ain't what she was doing when she was when I hope that's not what I can't even get it out. But as soon as I heard about that, as soon as I heard about that accident, I said, "Lord, please tell me that woman wasn't down there in Africa kicking them legs." Please tell me that woman wasn't down there kicking them legs up like. and then, and then she say she heard a lion growling. If you were a lion and you saw that, would you mess with her? I'm just asking. The lion was too confused when that lion walked up and saw them legs like that. He didn't know what to think. That lion didn't know what to think. That's why the lion kept going. I don't care how hungry you are. If you walk up on something like that, you just keep walking. Oh, but yeah. So anyway, I'm just going to assume that she didn't do that. But I envy the medical team that managed to put that link. I, I envy and I'm very grateful to the medical team that managed to put that leg back down. It couldn't have been easy. It couldn't have been easy. I mean, exactly. Who do you turn to? An orthopedic surgeon, a magician, um, a body chop. But yeah. So anyway, Kate, if you're listening, do what Auntie Jennifer is doing, and you'll be back out there in no time. You just keep that leg up, and you'll be fine. Oh, mm, mm. Woo! But you know what? She don't do it no more. She don't do it no more, do she? Ever since she done stepped off that thing, she don't do it no more. Probably lost her nerves, poor thing. I know I would. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, y'all. My side is hurting now. Oh boy. So, let me see. Was I through? Yes, that was it. Thank God. I am done. I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you very much. And thank you, moderators, for keeping this the safe space that it is. Also, please, before you all say goodnight, go to the link at the top of the chat and make sure you subscribe to Dan Speed. She's so close to 1,000 subscribers. It just wouldn't make sense if you didn't. So, at the top of the chat, there is a link. And please go to that link right now because I'm done. I'm not coming back to do anything else. Go to that link and make sure you subscribe so she could get over that 1,000 hump. It's very doable. Okay. Thank you so much. Love you guys. I will see you all tomorrow. And do pray for the people in the UK. Pray for people everywhere, of course, places like Gaza and what have you. But there's a lot of squatties right now that are very, very afraid and they need our prayers. Okay. Okay. Good night.